YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of Curated Topics brought to you by Curated Sense LLC. So, what we starting the evening off with today? Boom, brand new bottle. This is the JNSQ Rose Crew. And what's the scent we got in here today? Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite scents. This scent is called Baccarat Rouge 540. This is based off of the perfume scent, and this perfume scent is both luminous and sophisticated. It's got top notes of saffron, jasmine, with some other woody, ambery, and floral notes to it. This scent is this is my second favorite of the perfume scents. Definitely my second favorite. This scent right here, very sexy, very feminine, very alluring, but not super fruity. It's got a very woodsy type of feel to it, very herbally type of vibe. So check us out online, curatedsenseLLC.com. Get you one of these candles. We still got our fall sale going until October 31st. Check out those fall scents. Then November, we're going to be moving towards our holiday scents. So check us out, curatedsenseLLC.com. All right, we're going to get into some sports. Now, I know y'all see me in different attire. I actually did the candle video a few days before doing the other part of the video, but everything is all good. Let's move into the sports right away though. So I'm gonna talk about the Browns. Now I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little tired of talking about them, to be quite honest with you. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before, we actually got a win. Looked like things were maybe turning around, or maybe that's just because we were playing in the trash bowl. That's what I called it, the trash bowl. Both teams were 1-5. We played Miami Dolphins. They were without Tyreek Hill. Tua has not been looking that good lately. Neither did the Browns. We got the win though. We played more like a complete team. Our defense was firing on all cylinders. Our offense was actually picking up the game. The running back was doing well. Shout out Quinshon Judkins. He is actually the leader for rookie yards this year, doing a pretty good job, and we saw him doing a good job in that game. Now, did that transition into this Sunday's game? Hell no. I don't know what happened with us on the offensive side. We started the game against the Patriots looking pretty nice. We held them to 3 points, then we scored a touchdown. Cool, everything's looking good. After that, I don't know what happened. We couldn't do anything. Couldn't move the ball. It was like when you playing in a game against like your little brother or something, and let's say they playing basketball, they get a basket, right? And then you as the older brother, you're like, all right, I'm gonna play for real. And the funny part is, I don't know if Drake May, who's the quarterback for the Patriots, I don't know if he's a rookie or not, but it was like he just turned on his quarterback suit. Like he zipped up his quarterback suit and was like, all right, it's time to play for real now. And they went out and dropped 35 points in this game, all on the Browns' head. Pause. And I mean, we scored again. I think the final score was 35-13. But it is like, come on, what are y'all doing? And I didn't even mean to start it off like this. I wanted to start it off on a positive note, but I'm gonna do that in a second. I don't understand what the Browns are doing. We, made all these draft picks. We done did all these things to not do anything. We are not producing at all. It is just a losing effort from our offense. We can't do anything. We can't get the ball moving. Nothing. It's time to let Stefanski go. Thank you for your time. I'll pay you for your time, in the words of Cameron, but you got to go. You can't be here no longer, and I'm not here for it. I don't want you here as the coach anymore. Goodbye. Let's get somebody new in. Let's get some fresh talent, something, because this man's supposed to be the offensive guru and all of that, and we cannot score more than 20 points. We just can't do it with him at the offensive helm. And I am tired of it. Get him on up out of here. Sorry, but you got to go. What's that? Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye. Get up out of here. I don't want it. I don't want you here no more. So hopefully we will find a way to do that. And let's get something new going. I'm not always a proponent of, bringing in new people in the middle of the season and all of that. Nah, but he got to go. That should have been his last game as the head coach. It's all just more of the same. What are the adjustments you're gonna make? Oh, well, we're not gonna pass as much, and then you do a whole bunch of passing. We're gonna establish the run game. You don't run any run plays. We're gonna be more creative. You did probably the worst flea flicker I've ever seen in life. It's time to go, bruh. It's time to go. So let's pack it on up. I'm going to move on to the positive side of the Browns. And there's only really one. Myles Garrett. Now, I want to give Myles Garrett all his flowers. As a matter of fact, I'm changing the name of the Browns from here on out. They are no longer the Cleveland Browns. They're the Cleveland Garretts. Because he is the only one on the team doing something. This man had a day. He had 5 sacks yesterday in the game against the Patriots, and made history as becoming the player with the most sacks under the age of 30. And guess what? None of it matters because we can't win. None of it matters because we can't get a win. And we are just destroying this man's career. This man deserves to be on a winning team. And it is so sad to say that it might not happen here, bro. Now, they did some rumor at the end of last season, beginning of this season, where they were saying he requested a trade or something like that, and all of Cleveland was about to go into a tizzy because we were like, oh no, you can't let go of Myles. You can't let go of Myles. You can't do it. And I agree, you can't let go of him. You pay him whatever he needs. Give him the keys to the city if you have to. Now, looking at that, and he took the money, great job, get your bag, get paid. But as I watched him throw his helmet onto the bench yesterday, and the face that he made, that look of regret, that look of anguish, that look of anger and frustration, and just staring off, just blank faced, like it looked like he was thinking about all the decisions he made. You could see the dollar signs in his eyes as he was like, I would trade some of this money for some wins. I would trade some of this money to be on a winning team where I know my efforts aren't going to waste. This man had 5 sacks on his own in a game, and we still got blown out. What? That makes absolutely no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. If anybody from Cleveland is connected to the Browns, any of the Browns players exploring YouTube, watch this video. It don't make no sense. You all need to get it in gear. Now our defense, they try as well. You can say, well, they scored 35 on them. Yeah, they scored 35 on them. But how fresh do you expect the defense to be when the offense can't hold the ball for any amount of time? The offense out there was one time during this game where the Patriots punted the ball to the Browns, and then I looked down at my phone for 1 minute to respond to a text, and I look up and the Patriots got the ball again. What is going on? What is up with that? And I don't mean, it's because of an interception or anything like that. And that happened too in the game. What is going on? Now, to go forth with the interceptions. This is why I don't like short quarterbacks. They can't see over the line, and then they put up these throws where it's like, what is going on? You didn't see that dude? And I guarantee you he didn't see the dude. I don't even want Shador in the game, because then if Shador loses a game, all the blame's gonna be put on him too. This season is a wash. This is a travesty, and I feel bad for Myles Garrett. I feel so bad for Myles Garrett because he's gonna go out there and give you 110% pretty much every game. He is gonna come with that consistent effort. he's going to have his foot on the gas and he's going to try and produce for us. And the rest of the team just continually lets them down. Continually lets them down. So this is an issue for us. I'm not going to spend too much more time on it. Hopefully we can do something in the offseason, because this season's over with. This season is over with. The AFC North is still, kind of up for grabs, I guess, but not between us. The only saving grace is the fact that pretty much everybody else in the division lost over the weekend. That other team over there in Pennsylvania, they lost. I'm not mad about it. I'm actually happy about that. Cincinnati, I think, lost, but I don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to do. So, hey, Miles, I give you your flowers, man. You are producing. You're still having a great season, great career. You will go down as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm not mad at you if you leave, man. I'm not even mad at you if you go to a different team. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to buy your jersey. If you go to another team, I'm going to buy your jersey for whatever team you go to. And you know what? I'm no longer a Browns fan. I'm just a Myles Garrett fan. There you have it. All right, but let's get on to the NBA, since the NBA has started. Hey, now this I have been excited about. The Cavs. I went to the home opener this past Sunday. Had a great time. Shout out to everybody who went with me. Shout out to everybody who was in attendance, who is a Cavs fan. We played the Milwaukee Bucks, and we got the win. I think we won by like 9 or 6 or something like that. I know we was 118 or something, but we did a great job in that game. I was very happy with that performance. It was 118 to 113. Shout out to the Cavs. It was a total team effort. I think we had 6 players in double figures, I want to say. Great job with that game. Evan Mobley had 23. Donovan Mitchell had 24. Sam Merrill with 17. DeAndre Hunter with 16. And then we had Lonzo Ball giving us a serviceable night. He had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, but played pretty well. So we've got 5 guys in double figures. Jared Allen was close. He had 8 points, 11 rebounds, but we have our whole team produced during that game. Now, that's the difference between this Cavs game and the Browns game. Cavs game, you got everybody producing. What happens when everybody produces, Browns? You get a win when everybody is producing. Meanwhile, all you got over there is Myles Garrett in the defense, and y'all can't do nothing. But let me get back to the Cavs. I'm a little triggered. Let me get back to the Cavs. I was very impressed with this game. I really liked how we were able to pull it together. I also really liked how we were able to weather the storm. We were up by about 15 points, maybe 16, and Milwaukee came out swinging. Pause. Giannis Antetokounmpo was dunking on everybody. He was trying to force that ball into the hoop. And he went on a little run himself. I think he scored like 8 or 10 points in a row. And we were able to weather that storm and get the win. So I am proud of the Cavs for that. Great job. And I like how we're playing so far. Despite the fact that we did lose the first game against the Knicks. I think we were just a little bit slow. We were a little, you had to get the rust off game. And you could really see it. It was like we didn't have our full complement of players either. Darius Garland is out. I think in the Knicks game, DeAndre Hunter was out as well. And those are 2 super huge key pieces. Like Darius Garland, I need you to get better, bro. Get well soon so you can come back and play the ball that you were supposed to be playing. And we need those points out of you. True point guard. We need your skill set. But also DeAndre Hunter. Now, I think he is going to be the glue guy for our team this year. His production, his consistency. Now, he's not going to always score the most points on your team, but those buckets are timely. Yesterday, he had a couple 3-pointers, and it was like right after the Bucks scored, and it stopped that momentum and slowed them down. We need you in the lineup, bro. So you stay healthy too. was missing in the Knicks game, and you could tell that it was missing in that game. The other game that happened was on Friday. We played Brooklyn. Now, I want to talk about that game. We got the win, but that game was scary. We started off really well. We went up by 20 at one point, and then in the fourth quarter, Brooklyn almost came all the way back. Now, that's a little bit concerning. We have to keep our foot on the gas. We can't just let these teams, creep back up on us. And that is something that happened to us actually in the playoffs of last year, and in some of the games that we lost last year. We'd be up, and then we would take our foot off the gas, or we would relax a little bit. Guys would get tired. Donovan come out the lineup, and then the next thing you know, it's a game again. That is concerning. There's two reasons. One, when you don't keep your foot on the gas, you're giving these other teams opportunities. And they don't want to lose. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to lose. We gotta keep it going. And then coaching, the only problem I have with the coaching, there seems to be like a lack of in-game adjustments. We have got to learn how to adjust on the fly. Cavs, Browns, everybody. We have to learn how to adjust on the fly. The coach ain't just sitting there, I gave the game plan, I'm done now. No, you are a part of the game too. There's a reason you're standing there over on the sideline with the team. Throw some stuff out there from what you are seeing in the game. Make adjustments. If you see something isn't working in the game, switch it up, do something else. We have to be able to adjust because, like I said, these teams aren't trying to lose. The opposing team is not trying to lose the game. We need to be able to keep our foot on the gas. We need to be able to keep producing, keep executing so that we can get the win. That is the goal. We want to win the games so that then come around playoff times, we can win those games, make it to the finals and win those games and get another championship. I want to see another championship in Cleveland, and soon. And honestly, this year is probably the best year for us to do it. This is one of our best chances. It's between us, the Knicks, and Philly. And you can't count on Philly for nothing because Joel Embiid is always hurt. Paul George is always hurt. So really, it's between us and the Knicks. There are some other teams who are good, but they don't have that full team complement like these two teams do. And I don't want the Knicks in the finals. I want it to be the Cavs. Let's go. Make those in-game adjustments so that we can produce and execute, and let's keep it going. We got to keep our foot on the gas in order to achieve our goals. And that's going to bring me to the motivational piece. I want to talk about keeping your foot on the gas. Now, what does that mean? This means you continue to work hard even though things are starting to get better, even though things are starting to seem easier. Just because you playing a team who you think you could automatically beat, that don't mean you're going to beat them. And we saw that in the game against Brooklyn. On paper, they're not supposed to beat most of the teams. But guess what? They almost beat us. They came back because we took our foot off the gas. We can't do that. You have to keep pressing on. Persistence is the key. Now, I've talked about being persistent before. When I talked about it before, it was being persistent when times are challenging, right? Well, it's equally as true for when times are going well. When times are going well, you have to be just as persistent, maybe even more. You have to keep working. You have to keep grinding. You have to keep that momentum going. And why is that? Because you're not at the finish line yet. You're not done. The season isn't over. You don't have that championship trophy in your hand. Therefore, you have to keep the momentum going. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you haven't accomplished it yet until you got it in your hands. If you want to get paid more, you're trying to get a raise. You haven't done it yet until that check hits your bank account. You don't want to be out here getting complacent. Now, what does complacent mean? Complacent means that you're comfortable with where you're at simply because you got a little bit ahead. I got me a little bit more money, so I can chill. No, That is not the goal. The goal is to get more and more and better until you have become the best. And guess what? Even when you're the best, keep going. Keep going. Becoming complacent, that means you're having uncritical satisfaction with yourself or with your achievements. You're not looking critically at yourself like, okay, what aspect of myself can I get better? What aspect of myself can I make better so I can achieve even more? You have to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, I'm doing a good job right now, but I could do even more. I could do even better. That's what's gonna keep you going, keeping your foot on the gas. That's how you get to your goal. Don't think that just because things are going well right now that you over the hump. You know what happens when you run up a hill or you climb up a hill? It's always toughest in the middle part, right? You start off strong and then you get to the middle part and you're like, man, this is actually hard. You start to slow down a little bit because that initial effort has given away. But then as soon as you coming up towards the top, as soon as you get to about right here, you can almost see the top of the hill and to where you can see the other side. That means you don't slow down at the top right here, right before the curve of the hill. You don't slow down there, because if you slow down there, you can still slide back down the hill on the wrong side, right? What you want to do is you want to push through, even through at the top, so that you can get to the other side. So don't think that just because things are going well, oh, you over the hump, oh, there's not going to be any other challenges or anything like that. And that moves me on to my next point. Don't think that because things are going well right now, that means that there isn't somebody waiting on you to slow down so that they can take your spot. Just like I talked about in the Cavs game, when the Cavs were playing Brooklyn. All right, we got a 20-point lead. We can chill in this fourth quarter. And what Brooklyn do? They came out saying, oh no, we gonna make this a game. They had two guys, Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas, and they came out firing, shooting up shots from everywhere. I think Michael Porter Jr. had like 30 points or something, and Cam Thomas almost had 30 points. A lot of that came in the fourth quarter because they said, oh no, these dudes just think they beat us. We coming out swinging. And they wanted to try and get the win. That's what's going to happen with you when you have a goal that you are trying to accomplish, especially when you're in the realm of competition. When you're in the realm of competition, oh, people want your spot. People want your spot so you can be behind them. The person in first place doesn't keep first place by slowing down. One of my favorite Will Ferrell movies is Talladega Nights. What did Ricky Bobby say? If you ain't first, you're last. Well, you don't keep first place by slowing down. The race isn't, oh, who's the first to first place? No, the race is who's the first to first place and who can keep first place until you reach the checkered flag, till you reach the end, till you reach the finish line. That's the race. The race isn't, oh, I started off strong, I'm in first place, race over. No, that's not how it goes. You have to keep your foot on the gas and maintain that lead in order to reach your goal. Once again, don't get cute because things are going well and then you lose your momentum. How many times have you seen a team playing a sport where, they were down, but they made a comeback? Well, part of that is on the other team. Yes, the team who made the comeback, they put it forth a valiant effort. But on the other side of that, the team who was winning lost momentum. The team who was winning took their foot off the gas. The team who was winning did not execute, and that's why the comeback happened. Not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before last. We saw a game, the Denver Broncos versus the Giants, New York City Giants, where the Giants had a 33-point lead on the Denver Broncos going into the fourth quarter. And the Denver Broncos set history by coming back and winning. They scored 33 points in one quarter, came back and won. The Giants were sitting up there going into the fourth. Oh, we won this game. Ain't nobody scored 33 points in the quarter. We can chill. And guess what? Somebody scored 33 points in the quarter and won the game. They stole the glory from you because you slowed down, you took your foot off the gas, you stopped executing. Let that be an example for your life. You can't take your foot off the gas because there is somebody who is looking to make a comeback. There is somebody who is looking to take your spot. There is somebody who is looking to take your win from you. When the Cavs almost blew that 20-point lead to Brooklyn, that is another example. Now, we were able to fix it. We were able to come out and say, well, you know what? Hold on, Brooklyn. Y'all got close, but y'all ain't about to win this game. Now, I commend the Cavs for being able to do that. But the point is you shouldn't even be giving up a lead like that. If you up 20, you should be figuring out a way to go up 30, go up 40. You have to make it to where there is no chance of you losing that spot. When it comes to your accomplishments, you have to make sure that you have it fully secured before you can start doing any type of relaxing or celebrating or anything like that. You have to have your accomplishment in hand. You don't want to get too relaxed just because things are starting to go well. You have to dig deep. You have to press on the gas in your life and maintain that momentum towards your goal so that you can accomplish it and much more. Now, what does keeping your foot on the gas do? What does it do for you? It puts you in the habit of producing a consistent effort to accomplish a goal. This whole thing is about building up good habits. This is going to put you in the habit of putting in that work in order to accomplish a goal. And don't relax just because you think you accomplished it. You ain't accomplished nothing until it is in your hand, until it is being celebrated. It also puts you in the habit of producing for activities that require a sustained effort. So if you're doing something where you've got to put in effort on a consistent basis, you've got to put in effort every day. Well, that's what keeping your foot on the gas is. That's exactly what it is. Hey, I've got to keep on going. I can't take my foot off the gas because I ain't where I want to be yet. I have to do the same thing. I'm not where I want to be yet. But I have to keep my foot on the gas. I have to keep working. Things are getting better. Things are looking up. I'm making some headway. But I have not reached a goal that I want yet. And until I do, I'm not doing any type of relaxing. I'm not doing any type of slowing down. I'm going to actually increase my efforts. Now, how can you do that? How can you work on these sorts of things? Hey, it takes practice. It takes practice. You have to do tasks that require daily effort for completion. That's what's going to get you in the habit of doing this. This will help you build up those good habits. Make smaller achievable goals and work towards them to completion. So if you have a large goal, break it up into increments. Okay, let's look at the candle business. I got to make 100 candles by Friday. Well, I'm not going to wait until Thursday night and then try to make 100 candles. I'm going to tire myself out. That's a losing effort. But I might do a bulk Monday. Let's say 25. I might do 25 Tuesday, 25 Wednesday, 25 Thursday. I might break it up in a different manner. But the thing is you want to make small achievable goals that work towards the larger goal and give yourself checkpoints. This is going to make it much more attainable. This is going to make the effort seem a lot easier because you're doing smaller things that build up to the larger thing. And it's going to make that ultimate goal seem a lot more attainable. If I was just, oh man, I got to do 100? What? You see that attitude right there? That it already makes it seem more dreadful. But if I'm like, all right, well, I'm just going to break it up. I can do 25 then, 25 then. That makes it more positive and you see the build up as you work. All right, so I got my 25 done. That's cool. Then on to the next one. I got my 25 done. That's cool. Was 25 plus 25 class? 50. Halfway there. All making it small goals makes it more attainable. Now, when it comes to rest, you will need to rest, but plan out your pit stops. Plan out your breaks. Planning out your breaks and your rest periods, That allows you to recover, but also when you schedule your breaks, it makes getting back on track a lot easier. Think about when sports teams make substitutions, right? I'll use basketball for example. Okay, so you're not going to play all 48 minutes of the game. Some guys do, but it's rare. You have to have times where you sit out, you take a rest, because most guys can't play all 48 and keep the same effort going. It's just, it is a physical thing with human beings. You need some sort of rest. So you might plan breaks. Okay, I'm going to play for 7 minutes. Then I'm going to go sit on the bench for a couple of minutes. Then come back into the game. When you see race cars, they have pit stops so that they can change the tires, so they can refuel the engine, so they can get back out there and be at peak performance. The idea is you take a rest long enough for you to get back to where you can be out there at pretty much peak performance. That's how you do your rests. This past week I took a week off. I apologize I didn't drop a video last week, but I used last week kind of as a rest period. I was celebrating some things, some accomplishments in my life, some achievements that I had made. And I took that time to celebrate and kind of rest a little bit and relax. But I also did some other things in the background so that when I come back out here, I'm at peak performance. Now, what did you do in the background? Well, I went and I learned a few techniques to help make the channel better. I actually met with a coach who talked to me about gave me some suggestions on some things that I could do to help bring my emotions out a little bit more, vary my voice a little bit so that you can hear my tone a little bit better. Things like that. Things to make the channel better. I did a little bit of networking with some other people so I could get some fresh ideas on some things I might want to add to the channel. I want to have, I'll give you an example. I want to have some guests appear on the channel. So it's not just me talking, but you can actually get some experience from some other people. Some of them are going to be older than me, more experienced than me, more expertise than me. Some of them might be younger, just so that you can see that it's not just me talking, but there are other people out here who are going through some things, living through some things, getting past some things, but also out here achieving things, being the best versions of themselves. I got some ideas on some fresh new topics and how to do a topic series. So I have I talked about having this book here, Emotional Intelligence 2.0, How to Grow Your EQ. I want to do that as a topic series of videos. So I've been reading the book. I had to take, I can't talk about the book and I'm not reading it. So I've been reading the book. I've been going through, I've been making notes, preparing for when I do that series. I've also been coming up with some other creative ideas. So I didn't just spend the week, not doing anything, but I did take a rest from being on camera and making a video, but also did some things in the background. So, like I said, doing things and taking that rest to make sure that when you come back, you can just carry the momentum forward. You can come out with your best effort. You can come out at peak performance. So what's some of the creative ideas I have for the channel? Well, I want to get into a little bit of reactionary content. Now, I'm not going to just be doing, the latest and greatest on what celebrity is doing what and all of that. I do want to incorporate some things where I can put out some of my humor, but at the same time, I also want to talk about some topics that are very important and just talk about some of the content that I have come across where it is going to be helpful. I've also want to start and do maybe some voiceover stuff. So you may hear my voice, but I may be talking in the background of something else. All of these things are just ideas that I've come up with in the past couple of weeks. But when I was out taking my break, I worked on these things so that when I come back, hey, we coming back swinging. We keeping the momentum forward. What did I say? In the words of KS, we build it as we fly it. So we gonna keep getting better and better and better and better. I'm keeping my foot on the gas. How about y'all? So last thing I want to talk about, what are the results when you keep your foot on the gas? Well, you will get the result that you are looking to accomplish, and probably even more. When you keep your foot on the gas, you accomplish what it is you set out to do, and probably even more. Once you get that result, you will continue to form new goals. You'll be like, okay, I won this battle. I won this championship. I did this. I got this paycheck. I am moving forward. But then ambition kicks in and you're like, okay, now what's next? I want the next raise. I want the next championship. I want championship number 2 or 3. I want to continue to win. And that's what keeping your foot on the gas does for your mentality. It puts you in an ambitious mindset. You're not just, oh, okay, I won, I'm done. No, I won and I got to keep going. And it does that kind of naturally. It puts your mind in that sort of mind frame naturally. And it makes it easier for you to produce. You go about the work so much easier after you have already won. It makes it so much easier. You're like, oh, I mean, all I have to do is a little bit of work. Let's go. Take it back to sports for a minute. How many teams have you seen where they won a championship and then they go on to repeat? Well, that's what you call championship pedigree, but they have the experience of winning. Because they kept their foot on the gas, they experienced winning, and they didn't just settle for that one time. They say, oh, I want to do it again. I want to win again. I want another ring and another ring. Tom Brady said, I want 7 of them, and he got 7 of them. Michael Jordan, I want 6. Guys who have multiple rings. Patrick Mahomes, that is championship mindset has set in. They are not just okay with just one. They have to have more than that. And lastly, people will take note of your effort. People will take note of your effort and they'll support you even more. People be like, you know what? He grinded. He had his foot on the gas the whole time. And I'm now a fan. And that brings me into the music. I went to the Freddie Gibbs concert 2 Fridays ago. Man, it was a great concert. Very, very lit. I'm going to give it up for Freddie. Hold on. I had to do a couple claps for you, sir. That was a great performance. I'm going to put a couple of videos to end it off. So if you would like to see some of them, I have to edit them a little bit. But I'm going to put a couple at the end of this video so that you can see them. But like I said, where I said people will take note of your effort, I saw Freddie Gibbs put in effort in this concert. And he moved into probably my top 5 or top 10 of rap performers of all time. He doesn't cheat you in the performance. He is a true entertainer. I mean, he came out, he would come out and start a song a cappella and then have the Alchemist drop the beat and then redo the whole song until he got to that point again, and then would rap those lines again. When it came to him doing a fast part, he didn't just pause and let the background music do it. No, Freddie wanted you to know that he knew the words to his own song. He wanted you to know that he could perform those words and rap them just as fast. This wasn't some, oh, I'm in the booth so I was able to do a situation. No, all of y'all are here. All of y'all paid y'all money to see this concert, and I'm going to give you what I got. Pause. And he did an excellent job. Excellent job. So once again, that's where the album of the week is going to come from. I'm going with both Alfredo 1 and 2 because he performed pretty much both albums on this tour that he's on. It's called the Alfredo Tour. If you are in a city where he's going to be, or you feel like taking a little travel to see a good concert, go check out this tour because it was excellent. It was excellent. My favorite songs that he performed, he did almost all my favorite Freddie Gibbs songs, to be honest with you. There was only like 2 songs he left out, and they weren't part of Alfredo. But my favorite songs that he did, Enchilada, That is probably his best song. God is Perfect and Look at Me. Now, I wish he would have did a couple of those other songs that are my favorites from him. I want him to do Giannis. Oh man, that would have been cool if he did Giannis. Automatic. But you know, it was the Alfredo tour, and I'm not gonna be too picky. Beggars can't be choosers. I thoroughly enjoyed this concert though. I had a great time. Shout out to my friend who went with me. That was a little celebration moment. So I had a great time, and it was just an all out good performance. So once again, shout out Freddie Gibbs. Go check out Alfredo and Alfredo 2. And if you have the opportunity, check out this tour. Alright, I want to say thank you to all my listeners. I appreciate all of the feedback I've been receiving. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I'm trying to get up to 1,000, man. I got some special things if y'all get me to 1,000. Now, my goal is to get to 500 before November starts. I'm gonna say first week of November. We can get there. I believe in us. We had like 440 or something like that now. Help me get to 500. I will do something special if we get to 500. What it is, I'm not gonna say yet, but you'll know. Help me get to 500, and then after that, we going for the 1,000, and then we moving on up from there. I am not taking my foot off the gas. I don't want you all to take your foot off the gas. I want everybody to accomplish what it is that they are setting out to accomplish. So let's keep our foot on the gas together and let's get it done. All right. As I always say, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
sushi.